Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to start building this Tamiya BT-01 Toyota Supra kit. And this is my first time building this chassis. I hope it's going to be an interesting one. So of course, you're going to need all of this stuff, all the electronics. You need some tools. You do need some paint, but we'll deal with that a little bit later. This shows you understandings of the electronics and some precautions. Let's go ahead and start at page 4 here. And what you want to note is that this particular kit, it has a 257mm wheelbase, and we're going to be building the mid-rear motor configuration. So first thing, step 1, always charge your battery. But you know, you should it's 2025, you should be using LiPo batteries, but that's another story. All right, so let's look at what we're going to need. We're going to need bag A, and this video, I think we're only going to be able to tackle page 4 and 5, which is the motor and the gearbox, and we're going to attach it to the lower deck. And I think that'll be it for this particular video. Let's go ahead and start right here. We're going to need this A2 as well as this D11. Quick tip, if you're having trouble finding the A tree, for example, you can go to the back of the manual and look for the A tree, and you're going to find it's going to look like that. So it's a little bit easier to identify rather than trying to, read the little tab here. It says it's the A tree. But anyway, so this is it right here. And I believe it's going to be this right here. All right, let's go ahead and open bag A. There we go. And what do we have here? We have these dreaded plastic bushings, and I hate those. I'm not going to be using those. I bought myself a BT-01 sealed bearing kit. I'll leave a link to everything you see here today in the description. If I forget something, you can go ahead and leave it in leave a message, leave a comment, and I'll try to find it for you. All right, so there we go. Now I believe that's going to be it's probably going to be one of these, right? Yeah, I think it's going to be one of those. So this symbol right here is for a little bit of the grease that comes with it. So that's this tube right here. And then you notice there's another symbol. That right there is actually what they call synthetic rubber. Essentially, it's shoe goo. I've looked for a long time. I've never found the actual Tamiya product that says it's synthetic rubber. I've never seen it. If you have, please let me know. But I'm going to be using what essentially is shoe goo, and I have this E6000. I have shoe goo, but it's like a giant tube like that. It's such a mess. So I have this, which I'm going to use today. It's essentially the same thing. But let's not get too far ahead. We're going to put those two bearings in. I'm also not going to be using this. I have a tube of silicone grease right here. So I'm just going to use a syringe. A little bit easier to apply, and it's a lot less messy. That's that. Let's go ahead and find D11. We're going to look up in the back and find I think this is the D tree. Let's see. There we go. So it's going to be this way, and it's going to be this way. 4 screws, 4 screws. Going to line up like that. And we're going to be using MA2s. I have a feeling it's going to be these ones. And Tamiya manuals are printed to scale, so if you're not sure, you can always use the manual to measure. And we're not going to be using anything fancy today. We're just going to use our regular screwdriver. This is the Tamiya Craft Tool RC tool set. Technically, these are not Phillips head screwdriver. They're JIS, Japan Industrial Standard. It's a little bit different, but in a pinch, if you don't have the JIS bits or this kit, you can always just use a Phillips screwdriver. It'll work just fine. No big deal. But it is cool to have this set. All right, that's that. And next we're going to move on to here. And we're going to be installing the Spur gear, looks like. The Spur gear is going to be in a bag, GP bag. It's actually this one right here. Pretty easy to spot. And it should be this right there. Let me see if they're different. All right, you notice there is a groove there and there's not here. So it's gonna face this way. So the manual has it like this. And here is that rod. We need to put a pin here. And then a pin on the other side as well. So let's go ahead and do this side first. Like I said, there's no clean way to do this. It's going to be messy no matter what happens, but yeah, at least it's not a giant tube. And this stuff is pretty permanent, so you want to be careful. And that is going to go through here. That's what that groove is for. Just going to make sure it seats all the way like that. Got some on my hand already. Now let's look at the other side. We're going to drive this through like that. Like this. And then, oh look, I pushed out the bearing, the grease. I need to make sure I put in the right pin there. So there's two pins here. This one is definitely the smaller one. And I don't see any other ones here, so I'm pretty sure I guessed correctly on this one. So for some reason, this side is not the cement, it's actually the grease again. So that's what we'll do. And we'll just set that in here. All right, and then we got to find this piece right here, C4. Tamiya, what are you doing? Why are there 3 bags? There's A, D, and then now C. Why not just put everything in one bag on one tree? And the C tree is actually here, and I believe it's that piece right there. Like I said, why not just put it all in one tree? But I'm sure it's because it's different plastics. You can kind of tell the difference between this plastic and this plastic. So that's probably the reason. But still. Okay, so we need to make sure the pin goes into that groove right there. And now we need to put on the C-clamp right here and lock it in place. And that C-clamp is going to be C1. It's going to be like this. You have to hold it sideways like this. and then put the clamp on. And the clamp goes well, regardless, I think this is correct, so I'm just going to move on. Okay, and then we're going to turn this around. Going to work on the motor now. Let's take this off. We're going to put that motor mount plate. There it is. Okay. So it's going to be these two holes. Okay, and we're going to align it this way. And it's going to be a vertical number 22 and 22 based on the pinion gear provided. We're going to be using that upper hole and this lower hole, and it's labeled 27, I believe. Yeah, so I'm using the 27 tooth pinion gear, so it's going to be those two. And if you want to use a different pinion gear, you can look at the gear ratio in the back on page 22. If you want to use a different pinion gear, and then you would just use it accordingly. So that would be 29. So if you wanted a bigger one, it'll be right there, and then you'll see the numbers. It's kind of hard to read right now, but you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, so I think we're going to line it up here, and then we're going to use MA1, and I think it's going to be this one. A very small thread. You do want these two screws to be moderately tight. You don't want to break the plastic, but you definitely don't want the motor to be moving around. So if you look at the motor here, there's a flat spot right there, and that's where it's going to line up with this hole right here, and there's a set screw that we're going to use. I believe it's this way. And we're going to line it up so that we can put the Allen wrench right here. So let's point that flat spot towards this side, towards this gap right here, and line that up. And then there is a set screw right here. It's very, very small. Is going to be this, and I believe it's going to be a 1.5 millimeter. Okay, make sure you secure that firmly. And now that that part is done, and I'm getting ready to put the cover on, this is when I'm going to apply the grease. I don't like to do it too early because you're likely going to touch it and smear it all over your hands. It's going to be that piece right there. Okay. Now that that's ready. Okay, so make sure this is seated properly. Going to put the cover on. Okay, and put the cover on, and we're going to fasten it with two of the MA3 screws. I think it's going to be these darker ones right here. Nope, it's going to be this way. Okay, now that's done. Let me put this here. Let me put those back in the bag later on. Let's go ahead and mount this. But before we do that, we need to put a piece of this foam right here, and it's going to line up something like this. Like that, and we need to find a ruler and measure out 50 millimeters. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to fasten it onto the chassis, the lower deck, which is going to be this right here. If you're feeling fancy, you can put that caution decal there. I'm not going to try to look for it. It's here somewhere. So let's go ahead and put this on. Let's look for the holes. It should be those two, and it should be those two right there. Oh, there we go. You have to slide it in. So you set it down, and you actually slide it in. So that's interesting. You actually have to slide it forward, and then the holes will line up. So that's that. If you did everything correctly, it should look something like this. It does tell you to crisscross the motor wires, kind of get it out of the way, no big deal. So that's how you mount the motor to the gearbox and pinion gear, spur gear, and then mount the whole thing onto the lower deck part of the chassis. So that will be the end of this video. Looks like the next video is going to be a part we're going to start building this kind of lower deck. We're going to build some diffs together, and I see some arms here. So I think the next video is probably only going to be the diffs. I hope you enjoyed this video. We've been building the Tamiya BT-01 chassis with the Toyota Supra body. Thanks for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one.